Ariana Grande's story is one of pain resilience and healing, a journey that began with music and fame, but was forever changed by tragedy. Born in Boca Raton, Florida, in 1993, Ariana loved music from childhood, performing in small theaters and singing every chance she got. Her voice was powerful far beyond her age, and her dream was clear. She wanted to make people feel something through her songs. She rose to fame first on television, then as a pop star with her debut albums winning hearts with her energy, sweetness, and high vocal range. But behind the joy of her success, life had prepared her for a storm that would test her spirit more than she could ever imagine. In May 2017, Ariana was performing at the Manchester Arena in England. It was a night filled with music, laughter, and young fans waving light sticks and singing along. But in an instant, everything changed. As her concert ended, a terrorist bomb exploded outside the arena, killing 22 people and injuring hundreds. Many of them were children and teenagers who had come to celebrate her music. The sound of the blast shattered not just the arena, but also Ariana's world. She was rushed to safety, but emotionally she was broken. The weight of guilt, grief, and shock fell heavily on her shoulders. In the days that followed, Ariana could barely speak. She cried for the victims, for the families, and for the city of Manchester. She felt responsible even though she wasn't to blame. Her heart was filled with questions and pain she couldn't explain. For weeks, she disappeared from the public, struggling with post-traumatic stress and anxiety. Friends said she couldn't sleep or eat and that she carried deep sadness in her eyes. Fame and success suddenly felt meaningless when she thought about the young lives lost that night. But even in her silence, a part of Ariana wanted to help. She knew she had to turn her pain into something good, something healing. Less than a month after the attack, she returned to Manchester to hold a benefit concert called One Love Manchester. It was a night of love and unity that brought together some of the world's biggest artists and thousands of fans who refused to be afraid. Ariana stood on stage in tears, singing for the people who were gone and for those who survived. The event raised millions for the victims' families and became a symbol of strength and compassion. That night, she found a new purpose in her music. Still, healing was not easy. After Manchester, Ariana faced emotional scars that followed her for years. She suffered panic attacks and fear whenever she performed. In interviews, she later admitted she struggled with trauma and survivor's guilt. Her songs began to change too. They were no longer just pop anthems, they became her therapy and her truth. In songs like No Tears Left to Cry and Get Well Soon, she sang about resilience, pain, and finding peace after chaos. Her voice carried both sorrow and hope, reaching out to millions who had faced their own darkness. Just when she began to recover, life tested her again. In 2018, her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller died suddenly from an overdose. Ariana was heartbroken and blamed herself for not being able to save him. The pain reopened old wounds, and she fell into depression. Yet she continued to make music, using it as her way to breathe through the grief. Her album Sweetener became a message of healing, light, and self-love, and it reminded people that even broken hearts can still sing. Through the following years, Ariana grew stronger. She learned to face her anxiety and trauma by acknowledging it instead of hiding it. She became more private about her personal life, choosing peace over pressure. Her later albums, Thank You, Next, and Positions, showed a mature woman who had learned to balance love, heartbreak, and self-worth. Each lyric was a piece of her soul, each performance a step toward recovery. Ariana also used her platform to speak about mental health, encouraging her fans to seek help and be kind to themselves. She reminded them that healing takes time and that it is okay not to be okay. Her openness about therapy and trauma helped remove stigma and inspired many to face their pain with courage. She often said that she was still healing and that it was a lifelong process, not a single moment of recovery. Years after the attack, Ariana returned quietly to Manchester, visiting the memorial and meeting survivors. She carried them in her heart and in her songs. The city, too, had come to see her not just as a singer, but as a survivor, one who turned tragedy into love. Her voice became a symbol of unity, and her kindness a reflection of true strength. Today, Ariana Grande continues to create music that touches hearts around the world. Her life is no longer just about fame or success, but about growth, empathy, and emotional truth. She has learned that pain can transform a person, but it does not have to define them. Through every loss, she found a new way to love. Through every fear, a new way to shine. Her story is not about being perfect, but about being real, a reminder that even the softest souls can survive the hardest storms. Ariana's journey from trauma to healing shows that brokenness and beauty can exist together. She turned pain into art, tragedy into compassion, and fear into faith. Her music continues to echo with emotion and power, a voice that has cried, healed, and risen again. And whenever she steps on stage, she carries with her the memory of Manchester and the promise that love will always be stronger than hate.